Hi Pandora fans, welcome to my channel. Alright, as promised, this is my Pandora collection part 9. Alright, so today what I'm going to do is show you my Suede jewelry box. Now, this is my ultimate favorite jewelry box. Why, you say? Because I can actually put a lot of things in here. But there are some pros and some cons to this jewelry box. All right, let's start. Now, we do have this beautiful cord here that twists around this little disc to keep it closed. I like the shape. And who doesn't love the soft feel of suede? Now, it is branded Pandora on the top. Now, these boxes are a little bit hard to find, but when you do find one, do invest in one, okay? Now, this jewelry box is perfect to store items in. I do not store full bracelets in here, okay? This is mostly for storage. Now, the pros is that it does stay open. And yes, there's some dents in here, but that's because I was actually using all 3 tiers, but I don't anymore because it doesn't fit. All right, so first I'm going to pull out the first tray. Now, in this tray, we do have 3 sections. Now, you could actually put 3 bracelets that are open in these sections. Unfortunately, you can only fit about 1 bracelet in each section. Okay, but I don't. So what I did is I actually bought these cool charm bars on mercies.com because I noticed that a lot of Pandora fans, they were actually going and buying jewelry boxes just to find these little charm bars. So you don't have to do that, okay? They do sell them at mercies.com. I'll leave a link in the video description. They come in different sizes, and they also come with, like, if you want these the threaded beads at the end to close it. They have those, and they also have the ones which is a straight bar and a little silicone thing that you can just put on and remove when you need to put charms on or off. Now, if you notice, the trays, like, I honestly wish this jewelry box was just about, like, say, just half an inch taller. If it was half an inch taller, you could actually put bracelets in here. But what I do is I put my Muranos and glass charms on these bars, and I put them in these little sections. It's just so much easier to get to because, like, I'll show you the second compartment or the second tray. If you do put Muranos in there, it's a little bit harder to get to unless you're using the charm bar to dig them out of the little squares. Okay? Now, we do have the little pull tabs, but what I do is I usually just grab it by here and lift it. But you have to be very careful because you do not want to damage these little things here. Okay? And at the bottom, I'm just going to flip this gently. You do have suede at the bottom as well. Okay? And another tip is if you do polish these, polish and put them on a towel, okay, and then microfiber them and then put them in here, because this is like an off-white beige, and what happens when we clean our Pandora charms? The Pandora cloth turns black, right? So if you have that on your fingers or some leftover on the charm, it will stain this part. Okay, there's a reason why all the jewelry boxes came with black felt, okay, because it was to hide the, the oxidation when you would clean them. I'm sure that's what it was for. So let's move this tray aside. All right. And do be careful when you do put your jewelry away. Don't just throw it. Okay? I've seen so many people do that on YouTube. They just grab their jewelry and they just throw it. Don't do that because you're going to scratch your charms. I mean, you pay enough money for them. Don't do that. All right. Next, we do have the little squared trays. Okay? Now, again, it is felted at the bottom. Now, this tray, what I use it for is just to hold some of my homeless charms, as you would say. Okay? Now, in here, if we do move this little tab here, we do have 2 sticks. It did originally come with 1 stick, but I was able to find another one, so I just stuffed it in there. Now, with what's cool about these sticks as well is that you could actually put some charms on there and have 2 clips at the end, but you would only be able to fit 1 stick. The other, you'd have to take that out. So again, you can use these sticks to get your charms out, because like me, I've got big fingers. So that's why I don't put my Murano beads in here, because or else it's always a fight to get them out. The sizes are perfect. They're perfect to hold the dangles. It's super awesome. I absolutely love this jewelry box. Like, honestly, I went to Pandora and looked at the hard boxes, and it's so much wasted space in those jewelry boxes. I mean, yes, it's pretty, but functionality, you kind of get a thumbs down from me with those jewelry boxes. Now, the reason why, like, when I opened this, you only saw 2 trays is I'll show you why. Let me just drop that in there. All right, gently. I usually always do. Always insert one side in and then just let it fall back into place. Now, the other tray, as you can see here, this one's full of stuff right now. Now, what I do is, even if I put this in, like say if I put this in here, okay, this is what happens. It doesn't close. So even if I wanted to put bracelets in here, because these actually came with little pillows, but I took them off. I stored them away in a Ziploc bag so they don't get damaged. But you can't, because your average charm bracelet, if you have Muranos on it, it stands out, right? It's not the same height as everything else. So this is what's going to happen. All the dents, if you force it closed. Okay, so what I did, or what I do, let me remove this again, is, you know these little things, ladies? You know what these are. If you don't, you need these. Now, what I do is I basically just stuff that in there. I usually have like about six of them. And I usually just layer them on top so that it covers all the charms. And then I close my box. Okay? So I just leave 2 trays in there. Now, let me just close this and get this out of the way. So again, do add your silica bags. If you don't have silica bags and you have little poly bags that you can find at the dollar store, get those. Okay, it's really gonna save you on headaches when you have to polish your charms, especially when you have a collection of more than 20 pieces. Trust me, invest in just a regular jewelry box like these ones. You don't need to throw the money away by buying the big jewelry boxes, because usually the bigger the jewelry box, the bigger the mess you're gonna have, unless you're very, very organized, which is not a lot of people. All right, so move that aside. Now, this little tray I usually leave on top of my jewelry box because it's my go-to tray. I don't really like to have to open jewelry boxes every time I take out something or put something back in. Okay, I have my little compartments, like in the middle compartments here. And I'll get to these actually a little later. These are earrings that I was able to find. I'll show you that in a couple of minutes. All right, so let me just empty all of this stuff here. Okay. Oh, we'll put this on. These are charms. Okay. All right. So just to give you guys a closer look at this tray. It's just a simple tray. Okay, but I do keep this out of the sun. I put it next to my PC tower because it's shaded. And I've seen a lot of people trying to sell jewelry boxes because they left it in the sun. And what happens when you leave something in the sun? Especially suede that's been glued to a board. It dries out, and then the whole suede bubbles. And I've seen some people trying to sell these boxes after they've been damaged, and you will not get your money back out of it. Okay, you might as well just sell it for $10 to somebody who's just gonna, store it, and it's not, if it's not shown, it's not a big deal, right? Now, with these things, you do have to be careful when you do take them out of the jewelry box. Okay, you don't want to like grab them like this. Okay, because these will tend to indent in. But again, it came with pillows, and I don't use them. I don't recommend them at all. The only time I would recommend you to use those cushions with the little ribbon is if you have a bangle. Do not put a snake chain bracelet on that pillow. Okay, because what happens is that it pinches your bracelet. And if you notice, you've got, like, you've looked at some bracelets and they're circular, but it looks like a figure 8 because they've been squished on the sides. Okay, so that's going to do that. It's automatic. So don't do it. Just put your empty bangles. I mean, I thought, honestly, because this is like my third jewelry box. I use them to death, to be honest. And, yeah, I never used the pillow sections. So again, this is where I separate them in 3 parts. I usually put all my pendants. Now, I usually have them in individual bags, so it's easier to get to. But this time, just because I cleaned my desk, so I just thought I'd try to organize a little bit. So what I do is I do put my pendants on one side, and some other jewelry. Stuff that in there. Now the larger pendants. This is my only medium. Actually, this is a medium one. I think it's the only medium one I'll get. All right, and what I do with my chains. Now this is a very handy trick. These blue baggies are, I do believe they're actually supposed to be for plated jewelry. But I decided to put my chains in here. Now I have 3 of these baggies. The other one is, oh, here it is. Now, this is what I use to put my necklaces in. Okay, so it's easily accessible. I just put a label. It says small. That's the 45 centimeter, the 60, and I do believe this is the 90 centimeter necklaces. Okay, and when you get charms from Pandora online, usually you get a tab like this. Keep them, okay? Because on Amazon, these are like almost $1 each. So do keep these. It's kind of like a silica bag, but without the... Because the one part why people get rid of silica bags is that sometimes they're not sealed properly. And you don't want that dropping to the floor, especially if you've got pets. It's very dangerous, okay? So do keep that in mind if you have pets. Keep your silica bags away from them. So again, this is super easy to get to my necklaces when I need them. Because I already know if I want to wear my old pendant, I know automatically which chain length I want to wear. So you just grab the baggie, open it, go. You don't have to, you know, untangle 3 or 4 or 5 chains and then choose which one you want to wear. It saves you time, okay? And it keeps them protected. But one thing I wanted to show you as well is, do you guys see the color difference between new and old? So you can tell the large one needs a big cleaning. All right. So that's how I store those. For quick access, I've got my old pendants, my chains, and then in here what I do is I have my most popular set that I wear, and that is the string of beads slider bracelet. Now I did mention in my video that these should be stored vertically. I'm still working on figuring out how I'm going to do that. It's not as easy as I thought. And then we do have this beautiful string of beads. I know you can't see it clearly because it's in the Ziploc baggie. So I keep these here for quick access because I wear these a lot. And then as well, I put my pendants. Now we do have the beautiful feather. This is a really pretty feather pendant. I wear it a lot. And this, ladies, is the Forest Trinity. But unfortunately, the little peridot drop snapped off. I actually have 2 of these. But even if it's flawed, this one is really pretty on a chain. So do be careful with your peridot, because if you put it on a charm bracelet and you're always moving your wrist and stuff, you're gonna scratch the living bejesus out of the peridot stone, okay? Like, you're gonna scratch it to hell. So avoid that, because you can't really fix that, okay? Once it's heavily scratched, you can't really fix it. But I like this one. It's really dainty with a chain, even without the peridot stone. I was thinking of selling it, but I'm like, nah, why would I do that? And again, some other charms that I do wear, I just leave them here for quick access. Now, what I wanted to show you guys as well, let's move this aside, is these earrings. Now, these earrings, I don't really wear a lot. Okay, so let me just readjust the camera for you guys, okay? All right, ladies. Now, I was very happy to have found these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful earring drops. Now, what I like about these, I'm actually going to put one on one of these little thingies here. Sorry, again, chunky fingers. I always get in the way. So you just twist this around. All right. Nope. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, it's oxidized. So they are due for a cleaning. Now, these are so beautiful. They're my absolute favorite from the Compose Pandora earrings, or the Compose collection. Now, it is really pretty actually when it is oxidized, but I've never really tried to wear the earring posts oxidized. I don't know if that'll cause any issues with my ears. And these things are a larger gauge of wire. Okay, they're not as thin as your regular hook earring posts. If you do buy the ones with the CZ, it is thinner gauge than this one. Okay. Now, this is real amethyst. It's not synthetic. And that's what I loved about their old stuff, is that it was real. Like, when you spent money on it, like, you were you know, you felt good after spending that money. You're like, no, I'm buying real, authentic, genuine stone. Today, it's a little bit different. It's not the same, so I try to stay away from synthetic as much as possible. So ladies, do get your hands on pre-loved. Okay. And I do believe the bead is an 8mm bead. Now the aquamarine is my favorite. Now I'm not sure, ladies, if they actually made more of these. I think they just made amethyst and aquamarine. Now this is a beautiful aquamarine, but I like that they're different. This one looks like an acorn, the amethyst one. And this one is just simply beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, I wish they would bring back the compose. You need to stay away. They need to veer away from the CZs. I know everybody likes bling, but there's so much of it that I think that it kind of like cheapens the brand a little bit. It hurts me to say this. It really does, because I'm a hardcore fan of Pandora. But I do believe that they need to make a switch. Again, it's super beautiful. And you can tell it's real aquamarine, because even if you buy high quality aquamarine, like beads, because I was into beading for a long time, and you'll get little spots of darker blue. It almost looks like fibrous. Now that's dyed, okay, or color enhanced. These are not. They are not clear aquamarine, because if you got clear aquamarine, trust me, you'd be paying a lot, okay. And I like the fogginess and the it looks like ice, or it's absolutely divine. It looks fantastic. They did a fantastic job on these. So again, these I would love to wear a little bit more, but I have to figure out something about the earring posts. I have to try something different. All right. So next we're going to move on to the green jewelry box. All right, ladies. Now here is the green travel jewelry box. Now I love this box. It actually has a little holly wrist strap, but it's actually in my Pandora cabinet in a Ziploc bag, because I didn't want it to get damaged. So I take off the parts that I know will get damaged. And here's the little hook to attach the strap. Now, this was a holiday edition. I do believe it was for a Christmas theme bracelet a couple of Christmases ago. It's super pretty. I absolutely love it. They need to make more of these. I know they had one in New Zealand, which was exclusive to New Zealand and Australia, and it was pink, and it was Wonderland. That was the theme. So one day I'll get my hands on it. They're pretty hard to find, actually, and even if you find one on eBay, it's very expensive. Now, when you open these things, always pull outwards. Okay, pull towards you, hold, and unzip. Now, by doing this, you're not gonna cause a lot of like waves to the zipper. Your zipper will last longer, okay? Now, as we open this, and this type of box the lid does not stay up. Alright, so what I wanted to show you guys is, let's see if I can back up the camera a little bit. Oop. Alright, we'll just stick to this. Okay. So it does have this elasticized pouch. Okay. And it also comes with this little teeny bag. Now I do apologize. You're going to see a bunch of white stuff on here. It's because I actually keep my white pouches under there. Okay. These little pouches. Now this is cute. It's got the green lining. See, that's why they need to do a Wizard of Oz, because they could bring this back. I mean, who doesn't love green? Especially emerald green. So again, in here you could keep earrings or charms that you're not using, such as these little things here, but I put them in a larger Ziploc. Or I wouldn't put too much, and do not put a bracelet in here, okay? Because what happens is that the elasticized pouch only holds to here, and I made the mistake of putting a gold clasp two-tone bracelet in here, a snake chain, and with time, what happens is that the bracelet, it's a snake chain, right? It's not a bangle. So with gravity, half of it went down. So it kind of pinched right behind the beside the clip stations. So lesson learned, do not do that again. All right, now let's stuff that back in there. Okay, now this jewelry box comes with ring slots. Now, I'm not a Pandora ring person. I mean, I'm a major fan of the older rings that Pandora had. But I don't wear them because I have arthritis and my fingers swell. So even anyway, so a lot of rings I am not able to wear. So if you do have, or if you don't wear rings, that's fine. There's another purpose to these, okay? These little baggies are the baggies that charms come in when you make an online purchase. Now what I do is I put the charm in here. Then I put it at the top, and then I grab something, which I think everybody knows, my trusted tweezers. And what I do is I just poke it in like that. So what you have is a bunch of charms, okay? And you can put up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can even go at the edges as well, 7 and 8. So that's what you can do with the ring section. Because a lot of people, they buy the jewelry cases and this section is like completely redundant to them. So that's a great tip on what to do. Okay, now they easily come out. Now this box I mostly used, or the storage case, travel jewelry case we'll call it. I put my two-tone charms and bracelets in here, along with, ladies, the silica bag. And as well, I'm just going to take these pouches out very carefully, because those are my two-tone bracelets, and my Holy Grail bracelet is in here. Now again, you have a whole bunch of white fluff, and that's from those white baggies. But it originally came with this. And yes, again, it does look dirty, but it's just dusty. So you can actually just put this back in. But if you do that, you lose all the space in here. And all you can do is put a bracelet and one charm. Okay. Now, these things here, ladies, this is only good for bangles. Okay, don't put a snake chain bracelet and close this on it. Okay, you're going to cause a permanent kink in your bracelet. If you do it, don't be surprised how kinked your bracelet is going to get. Okay, if it's full, then you might be able to get away with it. But if it's only filled a third, it's gonna kink, because your jewelry boxes move, right? So if it's a bangle, it's fine. It can take it. It can take the little bit of abuse. But if it's a snake chain, no, it can't. Okay. I don't know what other use you could have for this. That's why I remove them. They do have a tab, so you can remove it. But do beware that it's two pieces that are glued together. Okay. So when you pull this out of the jewelry box, you're going to cause a little bit of space. So just beware of that. So what I usually do is when I get boxes like this and they have these things, I just put them in a Ziploc and store them. Okay? Because they're not quite useful to me. So again, I use this to put my two-tone. And do be careful, and always, if you do put the pouch in here, okay, try to put the end, because I do thirds, right? So my third is here, down here. So just push this and actually make a circle inside. Stretch the bracelet so it's actually a circle again. Because bracelets, they kind of tend to squish down. So you just do this with it. Okay? Same thing with this one here. And what I do is I go opposite directions with my bracelets. And yes, you can see the little Paris Eiffel Tower there. So again, put it in. And I put a silica bag right in the center. And then stretch it open. And then I just store. Now all these pieces are in individual little baggies. And I put them in a larger baggie. Okay. Now, I'll put this in, and I kind of make sure it's balanced. Like if there's a dip there, try to put the majority of your charms bunched up in the space that's lower. And then my trusted silica gel. I'll put that in here. And if you're working from your travel jewelry box, which when you're on vacation or traveling, it's a little bit difficult sometimes to work from your jewelry box. So what I do is I usually use a pen, usually a smaller pen, okay? And I just go in the corner to corner. And voila, you can work in your travel jewelry box, okay? Just don't leave it there for a long time, because you can leave it there for a little while, like 20 minutes or so won't hurt. You just don't want to do permanent dents. Okay, always treat your stuff or your jewelry with kindness and respect, because if you do resell these pieces, you don't want to sell it all wrecked. You know what I mean? You want to keep it in good shape for the next user. Okay, and then we just push the lid back a little bit and then take the pen out, but make sure the pen, the little nib is inside. Okay, make sure. And then we just close it. And again, don't squish it. You know what I mean? If you show some love and care for your jewelry and accessories, it'll last longer, because it would be a shame like this. I bought this pre-loved. Okay. I only bought one thing that was pre-loved, and it was in worse shape than I thought. But again, this is absolutely gorgeous. Again, it has a beautiful little heart with the Pandora logo, and it does have the little holly. You can Google that, but again, like I said, I store those things so that they don't get damaged. I know, it's a little obsessive. What can I say? Alright, next, I'm just going to re-show you guys the Pandora 20th Anniversary Celebration Pink Jewelry Box. Stay tuned. Alright, ladies, so here we do have the pink 20th Anniversary Celebration Box. Now this is the cutest little box that Pandora has ever made, to be honest. Now, it is pink leather, and it's like pebbled texture. We do have the 20 and the crown at the top. Now, I absolutely love this one. It's pink leather, and you do have the white stitching. Again, the white stitching, and you do have Pandora embossed with the new Pandora O. Now it's more of a circle instead of an oval. Now the underneath is pink leather. So this, do be careful with this, ladies, because if you tend to just push these boxes, especially on like a desk or anything like that, it'll get really dirty underneath really fast. So if you do wipe this, do wipe it with a wipe. It's so much easier. Not a soaking wet rag, okay? And yes, I had to say that because some people do that. All right, so this is super cute. Now inside here is kind of like a suede, but but softer. Okay, and it is raised, so like that when you do close the box, it sits in there perfectly. It doesn't slide. Okay, like it does not slide. Now I absolutely love this jewelry box. And as you can see, silica packets, ladies, silica packets. All right, so this is what I do to make sure that I don't have to polish things over and over and over again, because these you're gonna have to be careful, ladies, because the 20th is inscribed, right? But it's not inscribed as deep as like the unforgettable moments. It's very like I said, it's not deep. So we do have 12 little recessed circles. Now this is kind of like a foam. You can press on it. Just don't press on it too hard or too much. This side here. Again, we do have 12 dips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now, with the 20th anniversary celebration charms, there are 12. And we are nearing the end. So this is actually perfect to help you design your bracelet. Okay, and I have in here little spacers. So I will eventually have to take those out and put them in the center, so I can actually put all the 20th anniversary celebration pieces in there. Okay. So right now I am still waiting for my 2 clips to arrive from New Zealand, because I bought 2 pink jewelry boxes and the 2 clips at the same time. And again, I was only able to buy it in New Zealand because I didn't want to have to make 2 orders for the Canadian e-store, because then I would have had to pay shipping twice and taxes twice. So I figured I'll buy it in New Zealand. There's a limit of 2 per person, so why not? And I actually save money. I save more than buying Canadian. So if you do have sources in places where the currency is a little where you save money, do it. Why spend more than you have to be honest? Okay. And they also came out with the Swirl and Dot 2-tone 20th yesterday. Now that one, unfortunately, I have to wait until the 28th to purchase it. So hopefully, cross your fingers, ladies, that it doesn't go out of stock, because I'm really unlucky for that. So I can't wait. And and after that, it's going to be 2 more pieces, November 20th and December 20th. So I really hope they give us another two-tone, but Pandora really needs to give us a heads up. Because not everybody has, like, there's a big price difference between $40 for the sterling silver and then the two tones. I think they gave us like 3 different prices for each different two tone. So if you agree, please do let your Pandora know. Because like I said, not everybody can go from $40 to, like, say for in Canada, it's $40 plus taxes. And then with the two-tone, it's $130 plus tax. Okay, yes, you do have free shipping, but it's still really expensive. Yeah. So there you go, ladies. That is my whole Pandora collection. You saw it all. I'm sure I'm getting a lot of, oh, damn, girl, that's a lot. Yes, I have heard that. My man and my brother-in-law always say my precious. And it's like, yes, I'm like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Nobody touches my Pandora. I'm very protective of my Pandora. Because I absolutely... Oh, and we have a silica bag that has opened up. Alright, so this is where I leave you guys because I got some cleaning to do. Because I gotta find that silica bag that has opened up. Alright, so if you like this video, do click like. If you wish to subscribe, I would absolutely love it. And if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate. You can ask me anything. I do reply to comments pretty fast. If I don't, I will. And oh, and ladies, do get on YouTube. I do believe it's the Art of Pandora. She put up a video on new pieces that are coming out for winter. So do have a look because there are some amazing and amazingly beautiful pieces. I don't know how she gets to know what's coming out, but she is lucky. And she got me all excited about waiting for the release for them to come out. So I don't know when they're going to come out. Probably around the 28th, I'm guessing. Right before Halloween. So again, a big thank you. And I do appreciate each and every subscriber that has subscribed or will subscribe to my channel. A big XO. Love you guys and I appreciate you. So have yourselves a lovely day. Bye.